Hi, my name is Joanna Reeves. When I was 4 years old, my older sister had some serious health complications, and in a journey of medical findings, we found out that we had celiac disease. This meant that my family was allergic to milk, wheat, eggs, soy, oats, and many other things. And this means that the way that we eat food, the way that we bake things especially, has had to change incredibly since then. And this is not an uncommon problem. According to Luis Rodrigo of the World Journal of Gastroenterology, 1 to 2% of the global population has celiac disease. This means that over 3 million people in the United States alone cannot eat the same foods that my family cannot eat, not out of choice, but out of necessity. And a lot of these people are looked over. And so today I want to share some tips and tricks to baking gluten and dairy-free food so that if you have a friend that struggles with these same allergies, you're able to help them. And so today we're going to make a waffle so that we can try it together and see how it compares, what it tastes like, what that looks like. And while it's cooking, we're going to make our own waffle batter to show you some tips and tricks to how to do it well, and how some of these tips and tricks can be applied to other recipes as well. So we're going to start by making our waffle in the waffle maker, and then we're going to put together the liquid ingredients, mix together the solid ingredients, and then mix it all together at the end. My first tip for making gluten-free baking is that it sticks to everything. And so the first step of what we're going to be doing today is oiling our pan. So we're going to be using an olive oil spray today, where we're going to spray our pan here. And then we're going to put our waffle inside. And now we can start. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix together our liquid ingredients. We're going to start with 4 eggs. We're going to add milk. So the milk we're using today is almond milk, as you can see here. And this is because as a family that cannot have dairy, oats, or soy, almond milk is one of the only milks out there we can eat. And so that is the milk of choice today. And in a lot of recipes, this is a really easy 1-to-1 substitution. The next thing we're going to add is a 1/4 cup of canola oil. Now, as somebody who can't eat dairy, you also can't have butter. And so canola oil is an excellent substitution for butter in a lot of recipes. The next thing we're going to add with our liquid ingredients is a bit of salt. Not salt, sugar, a bit of sugar. So I like to have waffles that are decently sweet because that is what God intended for us. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of sugar to our mixture today. And then once this is all in here, we can mix it all together and we have our liquid ingredients. Next, we can move on to our solid ingredients. Today, we're going to be using a flour that is made of brown rice, millet, and buckwheat. Millet and buckwheat are smaller grains, a lot smaller than rice, and so they help it really grain together well. The mill that we use is this Wonder Mill, but you don't have to be able to do this. You can also go to the store and you can buy your own gluten-free all-purpose flour and use it in any baked goods that you have. So there are lots of opportunities for this. So we're going to add to this flour, we're using 2 cups of flour today. We're going to add a tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of xanthan gum. If I could leave you with anything today, it is that xanthan gum is an incredible tool for gluten-free baking. Wheat, by its very nature, causes things to stick together. And so without wheat in your cooking, a lot of times it can fall apart or it can't stick together right. And so adding xanthan gum allows it to actually do this. And xanthan gum you can add as a formulaic substitution. So for every cup of flour in your recipe, you want to add half a teaspoon of xanthan gum. And so that's what we've done today. For 2 cups of flour, we're adding 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. So now this is all of our solid ingredients. We can mix them all together. And then we can add them to our liquid ingredients, where we'll stir it together, and then that is all of our batter. I hope if you've learned anything today, it's that gluten-free baking does not have to be hard. And dairy-free baking just includes a couple substitutions into your recipe. And so I think this is just such a crucial thing because a lot of people cannot eat food. For instance, I was talking to my mom earlier today about how it is hard for gluten-free people to eat food regularly at other people's houses. And she told me that she has only had one person outside of her family cook her a meal at their house. And I think this is just really such a problem when it's as simple as what I've just shown you today. And so here we have our batter. It's not too liquidy, it's not too thick, and it is exactly what we just put into our waffle maker over here. So now that this waffle behind us is done, we can pull it out and try it. I like to have a waffle that isn't too crispy, and that is exactly what we got today. So it is tender and soft on the inside, nice and crispy on the outside, where we can eat it and we can enjoy it together. So on this, I would like to add some dairy-free butter, which, as you'll realize, the more that you get into baking different things, is so easy to find. So today I'm using an Earth Balance, there we go, an Earth Balance butter that we're going to be putting onto this waffle. And then I'm going to be using Canadian maple syrup because I believe that is the best maple syrup you're going to get anywhere. And so if I can leave you with anything today as we try this, it's that gluten and dairy-free cooking is not that hard. And it is actually such a blessing for the people in your life that can't eat normal things. And so today we're going to try this, and I just want to thank you very much for listening so attentively, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.